Hey friends, it's Dr. Amy, and I have a little bit of Hey friends, it's Dr. Amy, and as we step into the new year, I am excited to share a few thoughts and a few opportunities that we have in store. This month on the podcast is all about reconnecting to ourselves. And I think as helpers and healers and educators, we're conditioned to be selfless, but we truly need to ground ourselves in what matters most to us in order to be connected champions. This means refocusing on our purpose and goals every once in a while. So, in January, if you're listening later, but in January of 2024, we decided to focus on reconnecting to ourselves. And we have a couple of incredible guests this month. But today I thought I would pop in and encourage you to think about some opportunities that we have in store for you over at Dr. Amy and team. And here are a few of those ideas. First, I would love it if you considered being part of our monthly community. We have a monthly learning collaborative called the Connected Collab, connected for obvious reasons, because we're all trying to be connected champions in the lives of children and families, and collabs because it's a collaborative process. It's a learning collaborative. So I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. And then second, I want to talk about my word or words of the year and my song of the year for inspiration. And finally, I really want to see how you've been reflecting about 2023 and give you a little bit of an invitation to share via social media. So, first thing is first, I hope sometime in 2024, you take advantage of joining one of our free learning collaboratives. You can come check it out for free, see if it's a good fit for you. But if you are a healthcare professional, an educator, or other child and family focused professional, the Connected Collab is an incredible space where we meet monthly, discuss a variety of topics that help you thrive and feel supported, and provide continuing medical education if you're a healthcare professional, or a certificate of attendance if you're a teacher. We would really love you to be part of a supportive and informed community dedicated to building resilience within relationships, but really starting with you. The collaborative is a platform for meaningful discussions, connection, and growth. We meet once a month. And each time we meet is kind of three different parts. The first part is a trauma-informed group of like-minded professionals. We talk about resilience and relationships, how to have trauma-informed approaches. Today in January, we're talking about creating boundaries. And last month, we talked about integration versus work-life balance. We also talk about things like anxiety and depression, suicidality, avoiding re-traumatization, how to engage in self-compassion. So we have a lot of different topics that we cover in Connected Collabs, mostly emergent based on the curriculum of the members that are in it. So we usually take about 20 minutes or so to learn and share resources. And then we dive into some practical tools to use in your practice or classroom or wherever you're at right away. So for instance, because we were talking about boundaries this month in January, we took some time to talk about what a boundary is in terms of what's okay and what's not okay. We created a script together. People got to practice using the script through what we call the 4 C's of communication, where we provide some content and then context and then create a plan and check our story. Just a little sneak peek into what we talked about. But we use the 4 C's of communication to establish really warm but clear, kind but firm boundaries. And then today we also just took some time at the end for open consultation and sharing. It's really meaningful. So about 20 minutes of didactic, about 20 minutes of tools and practical skills, and then 20 minutes of open consultation. And we don't have to talk about the topic during open consultation. I have professionals who wait all month to come to their learning collaborative, their Connected Collab, and ask me or other consultants about kids, families, trauma, systemic overwhelm, how to deal with difficult situations, you name it. We bring the questions in. The really cool thing is that you can join an existing Connected Collab. So for instance, we have one for healthcare providers that meets the first Thursday of every month. We have one for teachers and other educators that meet after school on Thursdays. We have one for a Boys and Girls Club. We have one for behavioral health consultants. Or your organization might specifically want to do one just for your organization so that you can be in community, but intentionally have this time to meet and really thrive, grow, be in community. And so I have a lot of organizations that choose to do their own Connected Collab with me so that they have time set aside every month where they can have facilitated conversation from an expert like me or someone on my team. So you can do it either way. But regardless, you should just come and check one out, see what they're like. I'm going to put a link in the show notes so you can come to one for free and see if this is a good fit for you. Other examples of connected collabs coming up this year. So as I mentioned today, we talked about boundaries. Next month, we're going to talk about how anxiety presents in patients, if you're patient facing, or in kids and families, if you're an educator. So we'll talk about adult presentation and child presentation. Then after that, we're going to talk about some neurobiology around regulation and dysregulation. Throughout the year, we have a variety of different topics. So I hope you decide to come and join us and just try one of our meetings out. Most people who come and try it out really love it and stay because it's an incredible community. So that is what I wanted to share about Connected Collabs. The second thing I thought I would share as we're focusing on reconnecting to ourselves is my word of the year. So I'm not a really big fan of New Year's resolutions. I'm more of a James Clear fan, like creating habits. If you're not familiar with his book, Atomic Habits, he really talks about sticking with small steps of consistency and making your goals attainable by taking barriers out of your way. And, instead of having these like really huge goals, like I'm going to lose 100 pounds, I'm going to stop drinking forever, really instead choosing things that are really actionable. And I find the best way to do that is to think of a word of the year. It's a concept that can have a powerful way to kind of guide you and focus our intentions. So this year I have a word and I have a backup word. So this year my chosen words are faith and determination. So as my business is growing, which is fabulous, by the way, I've added some new team members and fellow consultants. With so much growth, which is a great problem to have, I'm leaning strongly into faith, meaning I have to believe that we have the most loving, supportive, knowledgeable team that's dedicated to supporting professionals in a trauma-informed way, in a community way, with lots of wholeheartedness, lots of human beingness, and that they're really dedicated to supporting professionals who understand trauma and want to create a world of resilience. So I need to have a huge amount of faith in myself for growing that, for creating meaningful relationships with organizations, and faith in my team that they are ready to step up and do this hard work because it's important work that we're doing. But when that faith fails, which of course sometimes it can, and you have periods that you go through with your energy is a little bit lower, or there's just other things that are taking time away from you, then I'm going to just dive straight into determination to grow, to challenge myself, my team, because my number one belief is that I want a world that is trauma informed and that people know what trauma is, know how to identify it, kind of embody being a trauma-informed human themselves, and that they know what to do when they recognize stress and trauma and alleviate that through relationship and connection. So this is where we're going to be determined to move upstream and help the helpers so that they can help the people that they work with. I would love it if you continue to learn more about the work we're doing. We have a weekly newsletter that we put out that just kind of keeps people up to date on our work. It's free. You can go to www.dramyllc.com and sign up for our newsletter. That's where you learn all about training and teachings and things that we're up to, but also, and I would say 90% of the time, it's just a huge dose of positivity and resilience building interventions and ideas about relationships and balance and self-compassion and all things related to just being our full human selves. So that's the second thing I'm hoping that you do. So after you join a learning collaborative or come try one out, I hope you create or embody or embrace a word or words of the year. And I would love it if you hopped on social media. I'm Dr. Amy LLC on almost every social media channel, and you could let me know what your word of the year is. I'd love to hear it. Next, I wanted to share with you my song of the year. I love, love, love music, and I love dancing. And so when I'm not listening to country music in my car, or most of the time in my car, I'm listening to some kind of a business podcast or ways to kind of serve people better or trauma-informed podcasts, I'm listening to country. But when I really want to move and shake and dance, I listen to hip hop and rap and EDM. So if you didn't know that about me, now you do. So my song for 2024 is Hope by NF. Music is a really incredible way to lift up our spirits, and hope my chosen song reminds me that the world is ready for something different and inspiring and connected and intentional. So I'm going to just read a couple of lines from his lyrics. And basically he says, like, what's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says, standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their tail between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big, grinding when you're told to quit, and giving when you have nothing less left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. So when I began creating learning collaboratives, and even more so Cards for Connection, which is really a curriculum that is my life's work around how to be connected champions, how to create resilience at every encounter with kids. It is 100 small doses of strength building, resilience building interventions that really are about grounding, connection, relational health, so that kids and families can thrive. It's really moving upstream, but it's doing it in a way that we've never done it before. And so asking medical providers to provide resilience interventions, or home visitors, or nurse home visitors, or early educators, or behavioral health consultants, it's kind of like, what, who, me? You want me to do this work? And my answer to them is yes. I 100% believe that you don't have to be a therapist or a psychologist to deliver these incredibly potent, powerful relationship building skills. And so I created this curriculum, and I want it to be everywhere. I want every professional who works in the life of kids and families to know what to do to ameliorate stress and harm and intergenerational trauma, and begin to build healthy, secure, connected relationships with kids. So hope is really my inspirational song, because it means doing something that hasn't been done and doing it in a different way and having people believe in you. So we have incredible data coming out on Cards for Connection about how transformative it is in early educational spaces, in primary care health spaces with pediatricians. So I will share more of that as we go. All right, so join a learning collaborative, choose a word of the year, choose a song for 2024. And the last thing is, I would just love it if you shared with me some moments of joy. So share your moments. I think, we get so distracted by phones and scrolling and social media and all this stuff, but if you have a photo that really captures joy, where you are fully present with your child, your spouse, your partner, your family, a sport that you love, a mountain you've climbed, I would love, love, love to see it. A picture where just genuine, authentic joy comes through. So you can email me, amy@dramyllc.com, or at Dr. Amy LLC on any social media channel. And I would love to just have you share moments of remembrance from 2023. So friends, as we move into this year, month, or whenever you're finding this podcast, I hope that you join us in community. I hope that you choose how you are and who you are with intention. I hope you have a song of inspiration, and I hope you capture lots of joy. Let's embrace this year with hope, determination, and the spirit of community. Here's to a year filled with positivity, growth, and shared connections. Bye for now, friends.